Can I just keep exercising
You
then?
keep exercising.
Okay, thank you very much.
My name's Senior Constable Barnsley. You're under
Why-
arrest for
why-
failing. On your back.
Why are you taking
Up
my...
this way. Up
City
this way.
Bus for City Council, thanks for vote for outstanding and noise
Do not resist, otherwise you'll be dealt with accordingly. Do you understand?
I'm not resisting at all.
Anti-social
Why am I being
distancing
moved
across the
Explained it numerous times. Get in the car, stop. Do not move.
I'm causing fear and alarm supposedly, but they've stopped me from exercising. Now I'm arrested. They've arrested me for exercising. Hello, Victor Tay here. If you're wondering what happens to you when you're arrested, here's my experience to give you an idea of what it's like. I know for myself, having a rough idea of what it could be like gave me a bit more confidence to stand up for my rights. At least I knew if I was unlawfully arrested, I would know what I was getting myself into. And of course, every situation might be different depending on who arrests you and how you react to the arrest. So after I was arrested and put into the police car, Constable Krha and Senior Constable Barnsley questioned me more, saying the same things as you've heard in previous videos. I maintained that I was exercising, and Senior Constable Barnsley's silent reaction was, "Come on." But I wasn't recording anymore, and of course you won't see it from their body-worn cameras. I'm not sure what they're so frustrated about. I mean, to me, it seems pretty obvious. If I was protesting, why would I be wearing this goofy headband? I mean, obviously I'm exercising. They asked me to take my shoes off and frisked me. So they searched me and patted me down. I've never been an aggressive person at all, so I never planned to resist an arrest or make it difficult for them once I was arrested. God built my body to be a lover, not a fighter. The car I was put into felt like a big plastic cooler box. There's just a small step in the back that you sit on and some clear slits on either side where you can see my eyes poking through, and there's a small clear window where you can see the two police officers in the front seats. At the police station, the male officer that took me into custody asked me if I would cooperate so he didn't have to put handcuffs on me. I said I would. So I was taken out of the car, was frisked again and told to take out the drawstring from my pants if it was removable. I couldn't get it out because it was sewn in. So the officer said he had to cut it. I asked, well, would I be compensated for the clothes they were about to ruin? And he told me to put my hands on my head. I did, and then asked again, who will pay for my damaged pants? And he said if I didn't cooperate, I would be dealt with accordingly. And that's the same thing Senior Constable Barnsley said to me when I was arrested. So it must be the line they say before roughing you up. The female officer just said, sarcastically, well, then don't come into custody then. Lastly, I had to remove my wedding ring, and then they walked me into the station. I was placed in a small cell with a metal bench and clear windows. The cells line the small room with a counter in the middle and the officers in the back where the police officers are. I imagine it would be more like the movies where jail cells have metal bars, but it wasn't. The cell is about 2 meters wide, about 1 meter deep, and there's a TV above the counter near the roof playing some looped footage with subtitles. So while you're waiting to be processed, and that is the police that arrested you now have to figure out what they want to charge you with, you can ask for water at any time or be released temporarily if you need to use the bathroom. If they keep you there for longer than 4 hours, they're required to feed you. And if you cooperate, you should be released within 7 hours. The food is nothing fancy. It's a small microwave dinner. I ordered stir fry, but they gave me the butter chicken. They asked some general medical questions and some questions relating to your risk of COVID-19 exposure. The COVID-19 questions are optional, but of course they don't tell you that. So when I refused to answer them, the female officer that was asking me the questions just said, okay, well, you can just be an asshole then. They asked if you would like to do an interview, which you can decline. And they asked for some optional financial information like the number of dependents, your work, mortgage, and these are called antecedents for the magistrate to take into account if they end up sentencing you. And this information is optional as well. At some point, you have your photos and fingerprints taken. I asked if I could wear my headband for my mugshots, but they didn't let me. They take a face shot, both sides, and a full body shot. So they got my t-shirt in that one, and you are allowed to smile for your photos. The fingerprints are done with a bioscanner, so it's not ink and paper anymore. And for each hand, you do a 4-finger slap, a roll of each fingertip, a karate chop, and then your palm. The last thing that happened was they go through a checklist of the documents they leave with you, what was taken from you and returned to you, and get you to initial each line. Just be aware of signing for any bail conditions that they may try and give you. You can refuse to accept them, but then I think they may keep you in custody longer and you could possibly spend the night in prison. I wasn't given any bail conditions, so I'm not sure what happens if you refuse to accept them, but I found out pretty quickly that the sergeant on duty sure didn't like it when I asked questions about what I was actually signing to. Lastly, you are escorted out of the building and left to find your own way home from the station. Now, I just want to end this video by saying I am not anti-police. Neither do I have any personal disdain towards Constable Krha, Senior Constable Barnsley, or Sergeant Davey. In fact, I kind of like Sergeant Davey. And both Constable Krha and Senior Constable Barnsley treated me respectfully when I was in custody. So it's just unfortunate that in this particular situation, we find ourselves on two different sides of a political fence. But I hope one day that won't be the case. Hey, please consider sharing this video if you think it might help someone, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you know your rights, because those who don't have none. And always remember, muscles are like rights. If you don't use them, you lose them.